All right, welcome to another Dark Wizard Gaming Battle Report. I'm joined with Billy today and his Vermin Swarm.
Hi, Mike.
So what kind of list do you bring today?
So I brought Vermin Swarm, so it's a mix of heavy chaff, a little bit of shooting, a little bit of combat, melee combat, so it's a little bit of everything.
Okay. And we ended up going with Frontline, so 12 inches off, and secure target. What are you most concerned about the battle today?
I think your bombardiers are going to be a little hard to beat, and then your big block. So I'm worried about the tribesmen a little bit. So I don't really have any answer for that besides just chaffing up everything as much as I can. So
sure. Well, I got to tell you that that plague furnace with that big unit of monks is that'll eat through a lot of ogres.
Oh, yeah.
And you've got a couple of meat grinders I see in there, which are a big downfall for me. And just a lot of shooting that I'm multi-wound shooting. So
Oh, yeah.
Against my ogres, that might be really interesting for me. So I'm looking forward to the battle.
Absolutely.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you, too.
So this is going to be a very similar ogre list to the last one, if you saw the last battle report. Really the only difference is I went ahead and give my shaman one additional spell and dropped the poison attacks on him, because I just wanted to make sure that he gets the spells he wants. So I'm running two characters. First, my general is my shaman, and he has Wizard Master. He's running Shamanism, and he has 4 spells. He also has a Dispel Scroll and the Crown, giving him that extra leadership. Next, I'm going to have my BSB, and he's just a regular con. He also has the Bluffer's Helm and Iron Fist. All right, and moving over to the left side of my board, first I'm going to have 15 scraplings over there. They have bows and a musician. I'm just using them to capture quick objectives if I need to, kind of redirect people out of the way. They don't do a lot each turn, but it's kind of nice to have them on the outside there if I need to try to redirect someone out. Then moving in, I have my big hitters, which is going to be my Tusker Cav. There's 4 of them. They have full command, and they also have the Dragon Skin banner. That comes in really handy, rerolling my 1s when I charge. And then right beside them is going to be Frosty. That's my favorite model in the whole army. Absolutely love Frosty and that debuff for the initiative. This will work pretty good against Billy Skaven today. When I'm playing Elf, sometimes it doesn't work as well, but his initiative 4 really makes it work well that Frosty can get in there and get me striking first. Then I have 2 cats flanking each side of my big block of tribesmen. In my tribesmen unit, I have a full unit there. They also have full command, and they have the +1 movement banner. And I've went ahead and put my shaman and my BSB in that unit, so that really just needs to stay kind of in the middle there. All right, moving over, I have Rocky, my Rock Hawk. This is another one of the monsters I just absolutely love. His damage output is unbelievable. The Frenzy sometimes ends up being an issue, but that's why I'm keeping him right next to my General there and my BSB for the reroll. And then I have 8 Bombardiers. They also have full command, and their banner is the Flaming Standard. Doesn't look like that's going to help me much against Billy today, but it has come in handy in the past. And then I have another unit of just bow and musician scraplings. They're going to probably die pretty quick this turn. I got a bunch of Plague Monks and a Doom Wheel over here, so I don't think they're long for this world. And then on the very far side here, I have my Yetis, unit of 3 with a Champ. And so I did get to choose sides and went ahead and deployed out. Billy put 1 unit down, and then he has so many drops, there's no way I was going to get to see any of his interesting stuff. So I thought I'd just go ahead and put everything out and get the first turn. And I wanted the side over here with the hill because I really didn't want his lightning cannon and some of his other things. He's got a lot of shooting, and I didn't want that on the hill going against me. Both of the secure targets are going to be close to the middle of the board, so I feel pretty good about that. It'll be hard to get his Doom Belt off of that center. It might be a little easier to get his Plague Furnace off with that Frenzy. But we'll see how it goes. So I'm really excited to see how this matchup stacks up.
So for my Vermin Swarm, my general will be the Plague Prophet sitting in the Plague Pendulum. He has a Lucky Shield and the Crown of Autocracy for that +1 leadership. And with the ranks, it gives me leadership 10. He's sitting in the Plague Monks, For my BSB, I have the Chief with the Scepter of Vermin Valor, letting me place him in any rank I want. For my Wizard, I have the Magister on the Doom Bell with Path of Witchcraft, sitting in the Clan Rats. Starting from my right side, I have 4 Thunder Hulks. I have 10 Giant Rats in a column formation. Next to them, behind the building, I have the Swarms. Next to them, I have the Clan Rats with the Bell. Attached to that will be the Meat Grinder on the flank. Then I have the Rotary Gun. Behind the fence, I have 40 Slaves. Next is 10 Giant Rats. Next to them is my other Rotary Gun. Next to them is the 20 Clan Rats with a Meat Grinder inside. To their left, they have the 40 Plague Monks with the Plague Furnace full command. And on my far left, I have my Doom Well and Lightning Cannon in the back. So for deployment, I was trying to evenly distribute my chaff as much as possible. I try to get the shooting as far as I can without leaving too much space between the Clan Rat units. I feel like I have good disbursement of chaff. Try to make it to where my shooting can evenly match up against his. And then having the 2 Bell units, easily able to take those 2 objectives by holding them with the Stubborn.
Alright, turn 1 movement for the Ogres was pretty simple. Just push forward like Ogres like to do. Want to be in combat right away. I did stay far enough back that he shouldn't have too many counter charges, and I wanted to stay out of the range of that naphtha gun so he doesn't come up and shoot all of my cavalry, because that would be a really sad day. I definitely made sure that my shooters on the right are close enough to his Dreadmill that hopefully I can get a couple of shots off that here this first turn. So magic turned out all right for the Ogres. I ended up getting a Swarm of Insects off on his Naphtha Thrower. Unfortunately, I only got 1 wound through, so he's still there to shoot. Can't shoot me this turn with the ranges, but next turn it could really hurt. And then I also went ahead and got Awakened Beast for toughness off on my shooters, my Bombardiers, because I'm afraid he might do some shooting against them next turn. So on to shooting. Alright, so shooting was horrible. I put 1 wound on a Dreadmill out of all of my shots. So we're going to lick our wounds and move on and let Billy come up and charge me.
So for my movement phase, no charges. I passed my frenzy test on the Plague Monks. Doom Will Waft with a movement of 5 on the random movement, barely doing anything. Moved all my chaff up as much as I can. Everything just kind of moved forward a little bit. I marched up the Plague Monks to kind of get in the way of his Bombardiers and hopefully get the charge on the next turn. Weapon teams moved up just a little bit to try to get close range on shooting. Slaves are kind of up over, and I moved the bell only 3 inches. That's still trying to make it harder for him to charge me, but keep a good distance, so if I had to charge him, I could probably make it next turn. I had my Thunder Hulks kind of move up, try to get that curve so they can start shooting at his Thunder Tusk. Swarms moved through the building, try to cause some blockage, but overall it was a decent movement phase. For my magic phase, I got 4 dice. A 1 and 3. I tried to cast Raven's Wing, used all 4 dice, barely got it off, but Mike easily dispelled it. I tried using Raven's Wing to move up my Naphtha Thrower to shoot at his Tusker Cav. Going into shooting, I successfully passed my leadership test on Dreadmill, so I didn't have to shoot my Plague Monks. My rotary gun on my left shot at his Rock, was able to get 1 wound on it. My middle rotary gun shot at his Tribesman. I got 4 wounds. Naphtha Thrower couldn't shoot. My Lightning Cannon failed to shoot, and my Thunder Hulks on the right. I tried to use the Wind Mortar to shoot at his Tuskar Raiders. I got a lot of hits, but failed to wound.
All right, so the ogres had a really good charge turn, and I rolled them exactly right, because if I would have done it in any other order, my charges wouldn't have made it through. So my Mornfang made it into his big unit of clan rats. They have spears, so that might be a little dangerous for me, but I really need to get those whittled down. My big unit tribesman made it into his little rat unit slaves. I'm just trying to get those cleared out. My dog made it into my cat made it in the Napta Thrower, which that was a really long charge. I'm super excited about that. He did flee with his rotary gun first from the dog, or from the cat, so I've got both of those weapon teams kind of where I want them. They were going to hurt next turn. And then Rock Ock made it to his other clan rat unit. For movement, I just backed up both my bombardiers and my scraplings because I did come over and use my cat to redirect his big unit with the plague furnace over, and I wasn't for sure if the Rock Ock doesn't end up out of combat, if he could make that full wheel, so I didn't want them to overrun into either one of them, so I backed them up. And then poor Yetis, they weren't able to charge the Doom Wheel over here because he didn't roll very far in the last turn, so I backed them up as well because I really don't want them shot. So I only rolled a 4 on the Winds of Magic, however Billy got a 2, which allowed me to get off Break Spirit on his big unit, so hopefully some of those lethal strikes come back from those spears on my cavalry won't be such a big deal. So the shooting did a lot better this turn. First, my bombardiers were able to put 5 wounds on the Doom Wheel, took him out. I put 1 wound on his rotary gun from my scraplings, and then on the other side, the scraplings took out 5 of his giant rats, and then that panicked them, and so they're running back towards the back of the board. So combat definitely didn't go as expected for the ogres, except for the Tusker Cav. Starting on the right, my Rock Ock really whiffed everything, didn't get rid of enough stuff to break his steadfast, so we are still locked into combat, and he was able to put 3 wounds on me. I did, however, get the meat grinder out of there, weapons team. So my big block of ogres did not kill enough of his slaves to break his steadfast either. I completely whiffed with all my attacks, so we're stuck in there because he passed his leadership test. The Tusker Cav did a very good job of cleaning up most of those rats in that unit, and they took 1 lethal strike in return, which I was perfectly fine with. They did pass their leadership though, because they are still stubborn with the bell in there. And then my dog did not kill his weapon team. I only did 1 wound. He saved it on a 6, and then his weapon team come back and actually killed my dog outright. So I was pretty surprised by that one, but overall, I still think we're in pretty decent shape.
For the turn 2 Bill's Vermin Swarm, I rolled on the bell, and I got Frenzy for everyone within 12 inches, causing my Naphtha Thrower to fail, rerollable leadership, and charging into the flank of the Tusker Calv. My meat grinder got luckily into the other side. My plague furnace and plague monks easily charged into his saber-toothed tiger. My swarms were luckily needed a 7, charged into his grapplings. Being skirmished successfully, did not have to take any DTs from the ruins. My giant rats fled. Failed their leadership test, moved 11 inches, and my rotary gun fled off the table. I moved my other giant rats up the field, hopefully trying to charge next turn, hold up his bombardiers, and then everything else just stayed put. For Vermin Swarm Magic, turn 2, I got 5 dice. I tried to cast the wheels turning, and my dispel scrolled it, so couldn't get that off. For shooting, I shot with my rotary gun into his Rock Ock. I was able to get 1 wound on him, but killed 5 of my own guys, so it was probably worth it in the long run. Cannon shot, I rolled a 1 to hit. I rolled a 4 on the volatile, so it shot off the field, so it didn't do anything. And then my Thunder Hulks, I tried using a rotary gun on his mammoth, and I also misfired, so I took 2 wounds on the volatile. So my plague furnace easily overran 6 inches after killing the saber-tooth. A lot really actually kind of happened in the middle here. He beat down my 4 bell. The only thing left standing was the bell and the BSB, and I failed stubborn leadership 6, rerollable twice, and so they fleed. And then he overran me down. The meat grinder on the left flank auto broke, and he went right through his tribesman. Failed a DT on a 3, so he died. And my naphtha thrower got stomped out, so he died. His tribesman easily whomped on my poor slaves. Slaves just easily broke, and they blew up. So the Rockok beat my other clan rat unit. He overran. I was able to get away actually. I fled, got past the cannon, but he barely got an inch away from my cannon, so he didn't get that charge. So the rat swarms got into his grapplings. I killed 3, he did 4 wounds, so with charge we evened on combat resolution, so there's a push there. And yeah, that's it.
All right, well, great game. Sorry that it turned out so bad on turn 2.
Yeah, turn 2. It was a real whomping on the poor vermin swarm, but I definitely deployed bad. I was so worried about that fence causing some DTs on both my chariots, the doom bell, and the furnace, that I deployed so far out. And, having the furnace as my general is way too far out for the leadership bubble, so that was definitely a hinder. I should have had them closer together, definitely more centered. And
you can make your general the
magistrate, yeah.
The bell.
Yeah, and making this list was between autocracy, or I would actually normally do the plate armor, so he'd actually have a 2-up armor save with the 4 board.
Okay.
Which I find that probably would be better in some cases, but you didn't even get in combat, so.
Sure. And I think that's the big reason he shouldn't be your general, because anybody with any sort of chaff can just thread him all the way off the board.
Absolutely, yeah.
And pull him away from everything. I think having him in the middle would have helped, because I was just gonna take him to the corner.
Yeah. I think I'll probably take the bell out and bring in a dictator on a vermin mount, or war litter. So give him a 2-up with the 4-up as well, and then he can say.
I don't feel like the bell helped you that much.
No.
And unfortunately, and I know you moved a little too close, but I don't think you realized how much those Tuskers were going to put out first, because of the.
I gave you everything you needed. So
it's that combo of the Frost Mammoth with them that makes all the difference. Because if you would have had all those rat attacks, I mean, you may would have taken a whole model or 2 off before that happened.
It would have helped. Yeah, that Mammoth definitely kicked my butt.
For the fact he never almost gets in combat, he's such an amazing model just for the debuff, and unless I'm going against super high initiative elves.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, it's a great game.
Yeah, good game. Thanks for coming over.
Absolutely.
Yeah, catch us next time. Thanks for watching our Dark Wizard Gaming video. If you enjoyed this video, please use the subscribe and the like features here on YouTube. And then leave us any comments for anything that maybe you want to see different on the videos, any upcoming content, or anything else you'd like to see. So thanks a lot, and see you on the next video.